annual passes to Knott's Berry Farm back in 2019, and this was our last trip there. We went specifically to see the snow. It was December of 2019. And we decided to get passes for 2020, and then the pandemic hit, and Knott's decided to honor those passes once the shutdown on theme parks ended for a full year. So it's like a gift from 2019 us to 2021 us, because we couldn't afford it now. They reopened for their 100-year anniversary in May, and this last weekend we went for the first time since the snow. When we used to go all the time in 2019, we would draw a lot while we were waiting for shows or waiting for other things. Drawing while waiting for food to come. Drawing while waiting for your dad and your big sister on a roller coaster. Drawing while waiting for shows to start. So we went. It's nice because so much of it is outside, so it's real easy to be safe. We wore masks even though all of us are vaccinated except Sam. And we had lunch at 10 a.m. So here we are in our favorite spot above Camp Snoopy, above the restaurant. There's some tables that are usually not crowded. We had the place to ourselves and we had a beautiful view. And so we disinfected the table and then we got to sit there and enjoy the view and paint the view.
I just drew a roller coaster and then I drew something else.
It's a lot of roller coasters in the view. Knott's has a lot of roller coasters, and Sam and I don't ride roller coasters usually, but Ty and Daddy love them. So it works out. We divide and conquer.
I had a dream of riding a roller coaster.
You rode the one in Camp Snoopy this year. You were super brave this time.
I was like...
But you're a year and a half older than you were the last time you had the option. We like getting annual passes to places because it's cost effective, and that way we don't feel pressure. So we can go, each time we go, we pick something that's sort of a specific goal maybe. So we're gonna watch the stunt show for the first time, and then we'll go and we'll just see what lines are weirdly short, and we'll do that. Then hang out and wait outside of the stunt show, because in the late afternoon, which is when we were there for the stunt show in 2019, there was one little chunk of the audience that wasn't in direct sunlight, and we hung out and drew outside the entry so that we could get some of the shade. I love having passes so that we can take our time and we don't feel rushed, and if it's extra crowded, because sometimes it is, then we just don't ride things.
I drew 2 of my OCs going on a roller coaster. I thought it would be fun because one of them's screaming and the other's just kind of having fun.
Is that her ponytail? Is that a ponytail going back behind?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah! One hand up in the air. And he's got the biggest eyes. Here are our final drawings from this beautiful spot. Sam used watercolor on hers, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I like doing watercolor in the wild. This is Calico River Rapids. We had never ridden this. We had passes for a year and we had never ridden it because in the summer months we usually go to Soak City. When you get a pass for Knott's, you get Soak City also. And so we avoided Calico River Rapids because you get wet. We decided to give it a go this time, and we ended up riding it twice. We loved it. It was so much fun. We got soaked, and it was great because it was hot. But we were exclusively doing outdoor lines and outdoor things, which most of Knott's is. This is Sam and I waiting for Dad and Ty when they were on the roller coaster. Sometimes we'll ride some Camp Snoopy stuff while they're on coasters, but we did the Camp Snoopy stuff when we first got there. Camp Snoopy was empty when we got there. There was nobody there, so we got on all the rides before anybody else. We went on 5 things in under an hour. It was crazy. They've got that Bigfoot in that store. It used to be Bigfoot Rapids, the Calico River Rapids, and there's a Bigfoot at the end of the ride. So there's the Bigfoot there, and so I drew the Bigfoot, and Sam finished off a drawing that she had started. She painted the trees in the first location, and then she drew her log cabin in the second one. We got home, and I decided to draw some artwork inspired by our trip. In the line for Calico River Rapids, you can see most of the ride, and there's a wolf, an animatronic wolf at one point, and he howls anytime a boat goes by. And every time he howled, Sam would howl back. She made a good friend there. So I decided to draw her hanging out with the wolf, and Tyler, of course, with her, because Ty takes good care of her little sister. So they're hanging out in the forest. Sam's making friends with wolves, and Ty's noticing Bigfoot, noticing her. The sculpture of Bigfoot in the store at Knott's is based on the old photograph of Bigfoot. So it's got that pose like, oh, there's somebody there with a camera. Oh no, I've been spotted. That's sort of the vibe that the old photo gave, and that's the vibe of the sculpture at Knott's. But I was also noticing that the sculpture at Knott's has luxurious curly hair on top. It's like fancy Chewbacca. The head. So I wanted to make sure that I represented his fanciness. So I sketched it all out. I wanted to do it quick. I wanted to try to make it more cartoony than I usually do. I do a lot of cartoony work when I'm illustrating for my job, but then I have a specific style. I've been told kind of what to do, and I don't really have a cartoony style that's mine. You guys both have developed a cartoony style that's recognizably yours. But yeah, I don't have one of those. So there was time I had to edit out where I was just staring at them and going, is this good? Do I like this? But I wanted to do it fast. So I kind of kept it real loose and just sort of sketched super fast. And you guys are adorable. I'm using Adobe Photoshop. I've got all the pieces in different layers so I can work on the background separate from the foreground. So what did you guys think of Calico River Rapids?
It was fun.
It was very awesome.
I was kind of proud of you, Sam, because you were scared to go on anything that left solid ground and went faster than you could walk. Like the last time we went to Knott's, there were maybe 5 rides that you would actually go on, and that was it. And they were Camp Snoopy and the Big Train. And not even all of Camp Snoopy. It was nice. This time you went on so many things that you had been avoiding for so long.
The kids' roller coaster was a little bit like
Bumpy, jerky.
Yeah.
It's super jerky. I don't even fit in that thing. My knees end up in my nose. It's so hard to get in and out of it. It's like climbing into a hole and then your knees end up in your nose. I'm surprised you fit, Ty. You're tall. I mean, you're 6 inches behind me, so pretty soon, wait for it. Yeah, you're gonna outgrow all the Camp Snoopy rides real soon. Sam's almost too tall for some of them.
Which rides am I almost too tall for?
The plane ride that's at the entrance that you've never been on because it left the ground, and Huff and Puff for sure. I don't know what other ones.
Huff and Puff.
I know you love Huff and Puff. You like to huff and puff.
I like to compete.
Oh, you like to compete. Were you bummed when you rode it this time because there was no one else there? You were the only one riding?
Yeah, a little bit.
But you didn't have anybody in your way. You had to just bust through that thing. Yeah. And Ty, you rode Pony Express for the first time.
It was fast. There's no build up where you go up and then go down. It stops and then it goes.
Stop.
So what's your favorite coaster?
Either Pony Express or Silver Bullet.
Oh, Pony Express is now on there. Beware of strobing very soon. Of me trying to make up my mind for a layer effect. Then I used a spatter brush to give everything some texture real fast.
Like moss and stuff.
Yeah, it's a good trick. There are leaf brushes. I did not use a leaf brush. I just used a spatter brush. My computer ate all of my brushes and I haven't put any of them back yet, so my computer ate all of my everything. Sam, what's your favorite ride?
River Rapids, I think.
Yeah, I think that's my new favorite too. I'm gonna be super bummed when the weather gets cold and we can't ride that one anymore because it was kind of the perfect speed and silliness. It's just funny when people get wet. When I got soaked, wasn't that hilarious? Yeah, the first time we went on it, I got soaked and everybody else was dry. The second time we went on it, everybody got soaked, except for our masks. Our masks stayed dry. We had backup masks in case we needed them, but we didn't end up needing them. Would have been easier to make the leaves out of a leaf brush for this part. I was just drawing squiggles. And that's the final thing, you guys and your new friends. Handsome Chewbacca. What do you want to call the wolf?
Wolfie.
Handsome Chewbacca and Wolfie. Your new friends. Hooray.